So today we're going to be talking about how to avoid falling victim to online fraud. And I'm sure you've probably known somebody or yourself has fallen victim to like a online scam or a hack or something like that. So today we'll be going over how to stay safe online and some of the some tips to keep a password more secure and more safe for you. First, we're just going to go over who GroovyTek is. GroovyTek is dedicated every day to helping folks become more confident and comfortable with their technology devices in their own time and on their own terms. Oh, wow. Sorry about that. We also provide one-on-one sessions for both in-home and over the phone, anchored in patience and respect. So if you're looking for some more help personally, please feel free to reach out to us and we can get one of our wonderful trainers to help you out. And so nowadays there's lots of ways that scammers can, there's a lot of scammers and scams out there nowadays. So sometimes it might feel like there's too much to be aware of. Luckily, we're going to go and break down a few of those things to keep your eye out for when you're coming across more suspicious activity online. A major way that hackers and scammers are able to gain your information is through your email's inbox. These emails might seem at a glance trying to help or offering money, but in the long run, they are actually there to just gain your information and try to, not try to help. So here we're going to go over the anatomy of a scam email. To start, you can see that the email address at the top there is generic. It's not specific to the company that they are claiming to be. And then the second, the Geek Squad, that is not their logo. And it's also, that's a good thing to keep an eye out for. If you know that company's logo and the email has the supposed logo on it and it doesn't look correct, that's a good thing to avoid then. And then one thing at the bottom is you could see the phone number is spaced out. And they use this way to get around spam filters and stuff like that. So that's a great thing to keep an eye out for when you get an email that looks like this. And another thing to watch out for is attachments. A good rule of thumb is unless you were expecting an email with an attachment on it, be cautious before downloading it. Some email services like Gmail will also flag emails with attachments on them. So it makes it easier for you to be aware of what can be a harmful attachment or what can be downloaded and gain access to your information on your computer there. And another thing to keep an eye out for, as well as attachments, are links. So links on emails, if you are receiving an email saying like, click this link to log into your account, and you don't remember requesting that, I would keep your eye out and go to the link that you usually go to. Like if it was your bank's website, go to the bookmark you made or something like that, rather than clicking the link off of the web email itself. And kind of into that further note, websites, every website has a different amount of security built into it. So a good way to tell when you're able to trust a website is to take a look at the URL. And that's that bar at the top of your screen, like the website address. So like I was saying, every website has a different amount of security built onto it. So a good way to tell if the website is trustworthy is to look for this lock at the front of your address bar or web address bar. That means the site is trustworthy. And then also look for the HTTPS. If the website does not have that HTTPS, the S is very important. Do not trust it with your personal information. Websites with just the HTTP, you can feel free to browse them and like read articles on them, but do not give them any of your personal information like your email, your name, or create an account on there. And nowadays, web browsers make it way easier for us to tell when we're on an unsecure website. A great way, like on Google Chrome, or I believe also Microsoft Edge has this feature, it will say not secure at the front of your web address. So if you're on a website and you're browsing around and it says not secure, I would not trust that with any information and probably wouldn't recommend going to that website unless you're just reading like an article. And one of the things we can't not cover if we're talking about online security is passwords. They're second to you when it comes to online safety. So you're the first line, but passwords help you stay secure and continue to be secure online. As annoying as it can be, changing your passwords and using different passwords for each account will tremendously help you stay safe online. And here's a list of the top 10 worst passwords of 2020. So avoid all of these passwords. Stuff like 12345 and password. The picture one was interesting to me. Don't do any keyboard patterns as well, because those are easier to guess when people are trying to guess a password for you to log into. And so to create a strong password, we usually recommend using a phrase or a sentence. These are usually easier to remember, and they're also way more secure because you can include all of the needed criteria for a password. The one we came up with was Sun Walk Rain Drive 5 with a period at the end. So this one hits most password criteria. You got the capital letters, you have a number, and you have a special character with the period. And when you're making passwords, try not to include any personal information that can be found on you online. So if you do take the sentence password approach, I wouldn't use like if your dog's name was like George or something like that. I wouldn't recommend using that as a password because it can become easier to find out that information than like a random sentence as a password. And to continue to stay safe online, we recommend that you use one of these 3 browsers, either Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, or Microsoft Edge. All 3 of these have a ton of security features built into it, and they will help you stay secure while you're browsing online. And we'll go over some of the advantages of each browser. So Google Chrome is great for users that already have a Gmail account. But if you don't have a Gmail account, it's also still great to use. Some of the main features is you could keep your accounts separate with profiles. So if you have multiple emails, you can keep those separate on Google Chrome. You can add more functionality with extensions. So stuff like ad blockers or password managers, you can add straight into Google Chrome. And then you can also sync Chrome across your devices. So if you're browsing a website on your phone or your iPad, you can use Chrome to send that to your computer when you're back home so you can use it on a bigger screen. And Firefox is a great option as well, especially if you're on a slightly slower machine. It takes less power than Chrome, so you're going to be able to browse more websites and not get that bogged down if you have like a bunch of tabs open. Another 2 great points from it is it has an optional built-in VPN, which is a great way to stay secure. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. And basically it allows you to browse the web without websites telling your location or where you're browsing from. It's just another great feature to stay secure online. And then there's also a number of tools designed to protect you from malicious websites. Firefox will actively tell you that it's blocking a pop-up ad or a pop-up window. And if you're on a website that it trusts or that you trust, you can choose to allow that to happen. But on websites that you don't want that to happen, it's a great feature to have for it to automatically block that. And then you might recognize Microsoft Edge as Internet Explorer's older brother, little brother, the newer version of Internet Explorer, pretty much. They're both made by Microsoft, and Edge has been much more competitive with the other 2 browsers than Internet Explorer was. Some great features of Edge is you can control your data and protect your privacy online. And then you can also customize your browsing experience with Microsoft Edge.